Hello, English learners. Today, we will listen to a story that will help you improve your listening skills. This story uses simple words and has a slow pace. I recommend listening 3 times. First, just listen without looking at the subtitles. Second, listen and follow along with the subtitles. Third, listen again without subtitles, and you'll notice how much more you understand. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Let's get started. Emma's summer in the village. Emma sat on her bed, arms crossed, eyes angry. "I can't believe this," she muttered. 3 whole weeks with no Wi-Fi? Her mom stood in the doorway trying to smile. "Sweetheart, it's good for you. You've been staring at screens all year. A little fresh air will help." Emma didn't answer. Outside the window, her suitcase waited by the car. Her phone battery was at 17%, and she already felt cut off from the world. "We're going to Grandma's village," her mom reminded her. "There's no internet," Emma replied flatly. "There's a garden, trees, birds, peace." Emma rolled her eyes. The trip was long and hot. Emma didn't say much. Her dad tried to cheer her up by playing old music in the car. Her mom offered her apples and said, "You'll thank us later." Emma looked out the window. Big green fields passed by, no traffic, no tall buildings, just cows and trees. Too many trees. Finally, they arrived. The village was quiet, too quiet. No cars, no shops, no cafe, just small houses and dusty roads. Her grandmother, a kind woman with gray hair and strong arms, met them with a smile and a warm hug. "Welcome, my sunshine," she said. Emma forced a smile. That evening, Emma sat on the porch and stared at the sky. It was full of stars, more than she had ever seen, but she didn't care. She missed her friends. She missed videos, memes, and texting. "This will be the worst summer ever," she whispered. Little did she know, the summer would change her life. The next morning, Emma woke up early. The room smelled like wildflowers and fresh bread. It was quiet, too quiet. No cars, no alarms, no notifications. She looked around. The bed was hard, the walls were wooden, and an old clock ticked slowly on the wall. She sighed, still here. Downstairs, Grandma was baking something. The smell filled the whole house. "Good morning, Emma. Want to help with breakfast?" Grandma called cheerfully. Emma shook her head. "I'll go outside." She walked into the garden. Birds were singing. Bees buzzed around the flowers. The air felt clean and warm. As she wandered near the fence, she heard a strange noise. Someone was laughing. She peeked through the bushes and saw a boy, maybe her age, balancing on a fence post like it was a tightrope. He almost fell, then jumped down and grinned when he saw her. "Hey," he said, "you spying on me?" Emma stepped back. "No, just looking." "I'm Jack," the boy said, wiping dirt off his hands. "You're the girl from the city, right?" Emma nodded. "Emma, you look bored," Jack said. "I am." "Good, I can fix that." That afternoon, Jack showed her the village. They walked past old wooden houses, a tiny library, and a pond with ducks. "You have no phone?" he asked. "No signal," Emma replied. "Perfect. That means we can have a real adventure." Emma rolled her eyes again. "Like what?" Jack smiled mysteriously. "Follow me tomorrow. I'll show you something cool." That night, Emma sat outside again. She still missed her world, but something about Jack's energy made her curious. For the first time, she thought maybe, just maybe, the village wouldn't be so boring after all. The next morning, Jack was waiting by the fence, holding 2 backpacks. "Let's go," he said with excitement. "Where?" Emma asked, still half asleep. "You'll see." They walked through the village, then followed a narrow dirt path behind a row of apple trees. It was quiet, except for the sound of birds and their footsteps. Emma noticed how green everything was. Not just one green, but 100 different greens. Grass, leaves, moss, vines. It felt like walking into a painting. "Where are we going?" she asked. "There's a hidden place in the forest," Jack said. "I found it last summer. Nobody else knows about it." Emma raised an eyebrow. "Sounds like a horror movie." Jack laughed. "Don't worry, no ghosts. Probably." After 20 minutes of walking, the trees grew thicker. The path got smaller. Then Jack stopped. "Look," he said, pointing through the trees. Behind the leaves was an old, broken house. Its roof was half gone, the door was hanging on one hinge, and vines covered most of the walls. Emma stepped closer. "Wow, what is this place?" "An old hunting cabin, maybe, or someone's summer home. It's been empty for years," Jack said. They entered carefully. Inside were dusty chairs, broken windows, and a bookshelf full of spiderwebs. In one corner stood a small wooden desk with papers scattered on the floor. Jack bent down. "What's this?" He picked up a small leather-bound notebook. The cover read, "Lena's Diary, 1966. Emma's eyes widened. "A diary?" Jack opened it. The pages were yellow, but the writing was clear, neat and careful, like a student's. He read aloud. "July 3rd. I came to the summer house again. I wish I could stay here forever. It's quiet, and I can think. I think I saw something strange in the woods today." They looked at each other. "I think we just found our summer mystery," Jack said. Emma smiled for the first time in days. Emma and Jack sat on the wooden floor of the old house. Dust danced in the sunlight coming through a broken window. Jack gently turned the first page of the diary. The ink had faded, but the words were still readable. He began to read. "July 5th, 1966. I saw the boy again. He was standing near the big oak tree. He didn't say anything, but he smiled. I think he's watching me. I'm not afraid, just curious." Emma leaned closer. "A boy? Who was he?" Jack flipped to the next page. "July 6th. Mama says I shouldn't go into the woods alone, but I feel like the trees are calling me. There's something there, something I need to understand." Emma raised her eyebrows. "She sounds serious." "She sounds like you," Jack teased. "I don't write poems about trees." They read for hours. Lena wrote about her summer in the same village, how she felt lonely, how she missed her friends, how she loved watching the stars at night. But soon, her diary changed. July 10th. I followed a bird into the forest. It led me to a small hill. There was something buried under the stones, I think. But when I came back the next day, it was gone. Emma looked at Jack. "Buried? Like treasure? Or a secret?" he said. On the last page they read that day, Lena had written something different. Her handwriting was shaky, rushed. "I'm not coming back next summer. Papa got a new job. But I'll leave this diary here in case someone finds it. If you do, please finish my story. Please find out what I couldn't." Emma sat in silence for a moment. She wanted someone to solve her mystery. Jack closed the diary. "Then I guess that someone is us." The next morning, Emma woke up early, and not because of the birds. She was excited. She dressed quickly, grabbed her backpack, and met Jack by the same fence. He already had the diary in his hand. "No time for breakfast?" he asked. "Willie, mystery for breakfast," she said, grinning. They walked back into the forest, this time deeper than before. Jack read from the diary as they walked. The hill is shaped like a sleeping dog. There are 3 white stones in front of it. That's where I felt something under the ground. A sleeping dog? Emma asked. That's pretty vague. Jack shrugged. Well, let's go find a dog-shaped hill. For over an hour, they walked through trees and bushes, climbed over fallen branches, and jumped across a small stream. Emma's shoes were dirty, Jack had a scratch on his arm, but neither of them wanted to stop. Then Emma gasped. Look, she pointed ahead. That hill, doesn't it look kind of like a dog lying down? It did. The shape was curved, with a rounded top like a back, and a slope that looked like a head resting on paws. And in front of it, 3 white stones. This is it, Jack said. We found it. They stood in silence. The forest around them was still. Even the birds seemed quiet. What do you think's buried here? Emma whispered. I don't know. Let's find out. They moved the stones carefully. Beneath them was soft earth. Jack took a stick and began to dig. Emma used her hands. After a few minutes, something hard scraped against the stick. Here, Jack said. He dug faster. Finally, they uncovered a small wooden box. It was old, with rusted metal corners and faded flowers painted on the lid. Emma opened it slowly. Inside was a bundle of folded papers tied with blue ribbon. There was also a small silver pendant shaped like a bird. Jack untied the ribbon and opened the first paper. It was a letter. To whoever finds this. I was only 13 when I wrote this. I didn't understand everything, but I knew this place was special. The pendant belonged to my grandmother. She told me it would bring peace to anyone who truly needed it. I wanted to believe her. I hope you believe too. Love, Lena. Emma touched the bird-shaped pendant. It was cold, but beautiful. She really believed in magic, she said. Jack nodded. Maybe she found it. Or maybe she created it with her stories. They packed the box carefully and sat on the hill reading the rest of Lena's letters. Each one spoke of hope, dreams, and wonder, and something else, too. Loneliness, the kind Emma had felt when she first arrived. She just wanted someone to understand her, she said softly. Jack looked at her. And now we do. They walked back in silence. The box was safe in Jack's backpack. The forest didn't feel so mysterious anymore. It felt like part of a story they now belonged to. When they reached the edge of the village, the sun was already low in the sky. The fields glowed orange and gold. Emma's grandmother was watering her garden when they arrived. "Where have you two been?" she asked. "You're covered in dirt." "We found something," Emma said, holding up the pendant. "Can we show you?" Inside, they sat at the kitchen table while Grandma made tea. Jack placed the box on the table, gently opening it again. As they told her the story, the diary, the house, the boy in the woods, the buried box, she listened quietly, hands folded. Finally, she spoke. "I remember Lena," she said. "She came here with her family every summer. Quiet girl, always writing in a notebook." Emma's eyes widened. "You knew her?" "Not well, but I remember that pendant. Her grandmother wore it every day. She said it helped her feel brave." Jack looked at Emma. "Looks like it's your turn now." That night, Emma couldn't sleep. She sat on the porch, the pendant in her hand. Above her, the sky was full of stars, more than she had ever seen. She thought about Lena, about how she had felt lonely, just like Emma had. But now, Emma had a friend. She had an adventure. She had stories. she whispered. "Thank you, Lena." The next morning, Emma woke up before the birds. She grabbed her notebook and pen, not her phone, and began to write. July 22nd. I came to the village thinking I'd be bored, but I found a friend, a mystery, and a story. I think I understand now. Some things are more important than Wi-Fi. She smiled. This summer was nothing like she expected. It was better. Thank you for listening to this story. I hope you enjoyed it. Please write in the comments what other stories you would like to hear. See you again soon.